to Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County's Clubcast. I'm Melanie Wiles, Chief Operating Officer for Boys and Girls Clubs, and I'm delighted to be here with you today. Today's guest is Doug Baber. He's the Director of Human Resources and Risk Management for St. Lucie County. Not only does he work for St. Lucie County, but he's been an avid volunteer with Boys and Girls Club, and he's here to share a lot of the collaborations that we've done that have had a tremendous impact on this community, as well as what the future looks like. Doug, thank you so much. We're happy to have you today.
Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor. I'm really excited to be here to go through this with you guys. I really appreciate everything that you guys do for the community and just the involvement with the children and the young adults and watching them grow up over the years. It's just been a pleasure.
Well, we all start off as kids, and that's what we all have in common, and we were so fortunate to have met you. It was years ago now through the HR Association. So do you want to share with everyone a little bit about how that relationship started and how that actually led to today's Best Places to Work that just happened recently?
Yeah, congratulations to the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County on winning Best Places to Work this year. They put in a lot of effort. Your team, as you and Will, have put in a lot of effort to get to that place, and it's really kind of an honor to have you guys represent, the first nonprofit to win in the Best Places to Work. So St. Lucie County HR Association, I was the president for 2 years. I'm actually got that coveted past president role right now, so it's kind of nice. You just kind of sit back and watch. But we do have that. Next year is going to be our 20th year of having the Best Places to Work. So we're going to throw an even bigger party. Anita told me she's going to throw an even bigger and better party. So we'll see. Hopefully COVID gives us a break for that. But we wanted to make sure we got more involvement with some different organizations. And I believe I was speaking to you, and you said you've talked to more and more people now that saw that your logo on the banner as the Best Places to Work, and they're like, well, I need to be a Best Places to Work. So it's kind of a coveted spot. There's 12 winners in 3 different categories that everybody's happy to be. There's a lot of St. Lucie County, when I got here, was one of the things that I wanted to make sure that St. Lucie County was the Best Places to Work, and it goes a long way. I see you getting some mileage on the internet and social media with your Best Places to Work logo, so hopefully that's working out for you.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to you as well for winning multiple years. I think for Boys and Girls Club, what we were most excited about is just raising the bar for ourselves and making sure that we were doing whatever it took for our staff, because they are our biggest assets. They are the treasure that works with our kids day in and day out, and they're influencing their lives. And so investing in them is the most important investment for us. So we were so excited to win that honor. Now, you've also been involved with us as Boys and Girls Club last year reached its 25th anniversary in the community. You came on our 25th anniversary committee, and you had a lot to be able to share with us and support us as we took on 3 major initiatives: transportation, world-class clubs, and improving our programming. Do you want to talk a little bit about what those meetings have been and how your collaboration has taken us to a whole new level?
Yeah, it couldn't have been any better timing with what was going on in the world as we came up to the pandemic, to make some of the connections that I made through that 25th anniversary committee. And it was such a bummer that we didn't really actually get to have a wild in-person party there at the Civic Center that was going to be really nice. And I'm sure you'll do something to make it up to the town. But I know that it was a great opportunity for you guys, and the vans and the transportation side. And my biggest thing that I was trying to help was make sure that you were aware of other things around the county that you guys could collaborate with and possibly help you to achieve your goal. And that was kind of what I wanted to do, was make sure that the county had a voice on that committee to kind of help promote things that we were doing that could help you guys additionally. And I think that helps a lot, because you guys have a very diverse panel on that committee, from Port St. Lucie and Fort Pierce and just some of the past elected officials and stuff. So it was a really good opportunity to make some connections. That kind of segued into the vans that you bought. Wow, it couldn't have been a better time for those vans. How many, did we put the first miles on them, going to Chick-fil-A and dropping off sandwiches at the Cleveland Clinic and Lawnwood and St. Lucie West? So we were just happy to have those vans. I remember standing there with your team and Will at like 5:30 in the morning waiting on these chicken biscuits to come out so we could go deliver them at 6 o'clock, and your team, and driving the vans. And Mitch was on the side of the road taking videos as we were driving by with all those brand new wrapped vans. It was just a really good opportunity to have those, and I was very appreciative of your guys' partnership to help make that happen.
Well, I think that your investment in the 25th anniversary and the community's investment really set the stage to build the capacity of Boys and Girls Clubs so we could react and support our community at the most important time, I would say, in years past. So let's talk about that. So we built the capacity as far as building up transportation, building in these programs. And then all of a sudden, as you mentioned, we were set to have our 25th anniversary celebration in April of 2020, and then COVID hit. You were there on the front line with us as we started to transition and really talk about how we could utilize that capacity that we had built to start really going out into the community and meeting those needs as they came, to include feeding, as you mentioned before, to include serving our essential employees, to include alternate virtual learning and other things that we set up. So let's talk a little bit about some of those initiatives that you were the spearhead on in so many instances.
Well, I know that the county, we were sitting around, we were at the EOC trying to figure out what we were going to do, and we were talking about food, and Will's name came up. Don't tell him I said that. And then we were just trying to figure out a way that we could help our community to get through this. And Will and I had some late night calls and kind of up with how we could collaborate and things that people were in need. I mean, people were out of work there in the very beginning. I got a little chill thinking about it for people that, nobody was in school because it was spring break hitting, and then next week and what we were going to do week after week and where these kids were going to go. And we started thinking about trash in the street and people not being there to work in the hospitals, or the landfill was backed up or something. So we just kind of jumped into action, and with the support of the County Commission and administration and you and Boys and Girls Club of America and Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County made it happen. We were able to come up with a off the cuff, and we weren't even sure how we were going to pay for it right away. Was just a way to have these children be able to have somewhere to go during the day so that their families could work, whether they were essential employees or, even Walmart is essential employees for those folks. So they were trying to keep stuff on the shelves, and it was just a lot of people in need. And we jumped at the opportunity in your clubs. You opened up 4 clubs in the beginning, I think. I can't remember, several of your clubs. And I remember telling Howard Tipton, I said, sir, I don't know what we're going to do with our employees. They're going to have to stay home with their children because they have to go back to their schools virtual to teach them, and there's no daycares open. And I said, I'm not really in the business of running a child center. I was thinking about risk management and what we were going to do and how we were going to pull that off. But we worked with Will and your team, and you guys were great. Your staff was already trained to do it. It was already, DCF certified. There was a lot of the hoops that you'd already jumped through. And for you guys, and it also helped your folks as well. From as I understand, it gave them a place to work. They weren't sure what they were going to do because the kids weren't going to the after programs or the poor programs and things like that. So it could have been some layoffs, big layoffs for those folks as well. So it was a kind of a win-win. It was a kind of a quick spur of the moment thing. And then next thing you know, Commissioner Zadowski gets a call from the Mortgage Foundation, and they say, hey, we want to give you some money, as a grant. And we're like, oh my gosh, we've got the perfect thing for first responders. So we kind of sprang into action on how to get that. I think you were instrumental in writing that grant with Courtney and Nicole from the county to get that stuff done and to make sure that we were able to win, and they were able to donate $100,000, to the cause. And that they got us through our first 12 weeks of what we were going to do to pay for those people to have care for their children when they were at work or working on the front lines in the hospital. And I joke about taking them chicken sandwiches or something, but they were working nonstop, just like most of the rest of the world.
Well, it was really impressive how you connected the dots, and yes, securing the funding and the resources to make that happen. And looking back at it now, just serving we were open 24/7 for that child care.
Right.
We ended up serving, I think it was 25 sectors of essential employees that were able to bring their kids to us. And it created a sense of normalcy for the kids. It helped to set ourselves up to open camps eventually as well. So like you said, we had the staff, and we were able to create that sustainability for the staff so that each step of the way as we responded to the need, even as we started opening up and people were going back to work and they needed a place for their kids, we had the staff there to be able to be the first people to open up our summer camp on the entire Treasure Coast. So I think you really laid the groundwork to making so many things happen for our families here, which is really amazing. Now, I want to touch on something else that you did over the summer. You partnered with us, and we did some amazing things in workforce readiness. And I think that's something to brag about. Our teens are very important to us at Boys and Girls Club and in St. Lucie County. And you all had the foresight to really see, as you mentioned before, if there's kids that are at home or on the streets and they're not doing something productive, what was it that we could offer them so that they had something to look forward to over the summer?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we gave them an opportunity that they normally would have had if it hadn't been during COVID. They would have had an opportunity to work with Career Source Research Coast. We do the summer youth program each year, and the youth, they get involved from the different agencies and throughout the county within this program. And we just, again, Will and I on a late night call, like, what are we going to do this summer? These kids have got to have something to do. You know, if they're out running the streets, there's a chance that they could get into trouble. You know, and if we feed them, they'll sit at home and they won't go out and cause a lot of trouble. They'll be relaxing or something. Or if we keep them busy. And then we said, well, let's get them some jobs. You know, the county has some needs. We needed some screeners. We needed people helping with cleaning of the facility. We needed some people to work shadowing new people. I remember one of the young ladies that worked in the Summer Success Program in my office. She said, I said, so what'd you think? You know, it was a good program. She said, yeah, I loved it. And she did a great job for us. Not that she wouldn't, but she did a great job. And I said, you know, what do you think about government? What do you think about working in government? Is this something you want to do? And she said, you know what? I didn't know all this stuff went on. You think about the county building with 400 people running around in it, or any of these other outlets around the county. And if you look at, and you talk to her, and she's like, I didn't know you guys did this. I thought it was just the parks and the police. You know, I said, it's a whole new world of the HR people. I mean, we've got 900 employees that we have to make sure that them and their families are taken care of. So it keeps us all busy, and in the HR world, as well as in the rest of the serving the rest of the citizens throughout the county.
Well, I thought that particular project was so impactful. I know by the end of the summer, we had 156 teens that actually earned either a stipend or a paycheck, which is amazing, especially in these times. And they learned the soft skills behind it. They interacted with your staff and the mentorship that they received. And it allowed us to step up our game too going into 2021. Workforce Readiness is a huge initiative of ours, and we want to take it even further and, you know, even increase the amount of kids that we're going to be serving that are going to be earning paychecks. And later on, we'll talk a little bit about our learn and earn features that we're going to be rolling out. But one of the things that also helped that program was our community collaborations and even our board of directors. So we have a phenomenal board. Leslie Christoph is our president, and she is spearheading an amazing group. I know somebody from St. Lucie County, George Landry, is on the board, and
yes, ma'am.
I'll have you speak, as well as County Commissioner Linda Bartz. And one of the initiatives that they did over the summer is actually host the Chili Cook-Off. So as you know, Chili Cook-Off is normally an event that thousands and thousands of people would attend on site at the Fenn Center. And this year we had to get very creative and bring that to everybody virtually. But really what stuck out to us is that the community was willing to come to the table to raise the funds to make this happen, to support our kids so they could be in camp, so that they could participate in workforce readiness, and to set us up to what this school year started to look like. So tell us a little bit about your experience, especially with those two members of our board, and what you were proud of them to do over the summer.
You know, I've been involved with the Chili Cook-Off for several years. You know, I've had a chili. You know, I won the SmackDown Chili Challenge for the county employees one year, and my chili was in with the ERD group, and then it's just always such a fun event. And you're right. You know, you walk around and sample these chilies with things you never thought would be in chili that are in chili. And it's just a great way to get together, and for them to, and for you and your organization to actually pull it off virtually. I remember Will was like, let's have a hot pepper eating contest. I'm like, whoa, man, that's not my thing. You know, like he was like, well, we do it. We'll go down to Kyle G's and he'll give us these hot peppers. And I'm like, all right, man, we'll see what we can do. You know, I'll watch you eat a couple first. And just again, the collaboration. You know, the county was, every year we put together a crew that competes, and it's a challenge. Mm-hmm. You know, we move it from department to department, and it's always like, let's outdo the next crew, you know, or the last crew.
I've noticed.
And so this year, George Landry, which is, one of your new board members, and I know he loves it. He just has been involved with the kids. He coaches football at Fort Pierce Central and part of the PAL League for years ago, and just a real guy around the community to help out with the children. So I think it's a great addition. I'm proud of you guys for pulling him in. I think he's going to do wonders for you guys. But for them to hit, what, $26,000 in 1 year? I mean, the landfill employees and the utilities employees just came out of the woodwork to with these ideas. Somebody called Walmart and got 10 TVs. It was like Oprah. You get a TV, you get a TV. We're doing raffles, and these people were buying tickets, and it was a real load of fun. It really was. I was super proud of them for pulling it off, and to raise that much money. I mean, I think the year before was like 10 grand less than that or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was significantly less. And Susan and her team at the library did an amazing job to get to that. You know, they were creative in everything that they did, and it just, I don't know, people wanted to win TVs maybe. I don't know if that's what it was, but the workforce readiness that provides is key. You know, you mentioned something a few minutes ago about the Summer Success Program. That would not have been possible without Allegheny Franciscan Ministries, who supports that along with us and Career Source Research Coast, to make sure that these kids that are troubled youth have an opportunity to do things that they wouldn't have normally had. And for them to actually, we actually got to the end of the summer and they kicked school down the road 2 more weeks. I don't know if you remember that or not, but they're
yes, I do.
We're going to wait a couple more weeks, which I don't blame them. But we're like, what are these kids going to do? And he's like, Doug, can you get 2 more weeks? I'm like, I got 2 more weeks. So, with the funding that was able to work out for those folks and the kids were excited, I thought they'd be like, no, I want to go spend my summer, but they like that money. They got used to the opportunity to get the paychecks and to really earn and give back. I think they realized what we actually do as, servants of the servant leaders in the community and helping out, everybody around the county with everything that we do to what we're supposed to do. But I think that you guys do a wonderful job in workforce readiness. I'm excited to see what you guys do to take it to the next level. I know that you have some opportunities for more training, and I love being a part of that in the HR world. If we can find internships and things of that nature, I'm definitely on board to help you with anything I can do for that.
Well, we appreciate that. You spoke earlier about the kids' opportunities that they had over the summer and just how it really opens up their eyes. And even some of our teenagers that came on new during the summer, they were on the streets and literally came to us to help volunteer and pass out some of that food you were talking about. And they shared with us how that really changed their life. They could have gone down such the wrong path, and instead they found something that gave them a sense of purpose and something they belonged to, joined the club, learned all these things, earned some money, and now they're on a completely different pathway, which is what our goal is. And so it's really exciting to see how that all transpired with your support. Now, you do a lot of other things in the community as well, so I want to give you the opportunity to talk about some of the other endeavors, especially over COVID, that you helped with United Way and some of the other things that you're proud of.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. It's more about the team that I have back at the office and in the county and the employees. They make it all possible. Somehow or another, I managed to get myself into these conversations, and they're like, well, maybe Doug can do it. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I could talk my people into helping me out. They're going to kill me. They started telling me I wasn't allowed to go to meetings anymore because I come back with something new to do every time. But there's always opportunities. The United Way has been a great resource for St. Lucie County, and the money that they raise and they give out to everyone. And I'm a big supporter of that. Howard Tipton was the chair of the United Way. I think he's the past chair now for the United Way. But at the time, the United Way came to us and said, we're short. We need money. It was the COVID had stopped all their fundraising from March, and I said, well, let's see what the chamber did for their golf tournament. So we went and played in their golf tournament in the 1st of June, and we said, yeah, well, let's have ours. So we had the United Way golf tournament this summer, had the greatest one we've ever had. We raised over almost $120,000, I believe it was, this year from the employee contributions as well as the golf tournament. And it's just a great opportunity for the county employees to give back and to show that sense of worth. And they actually pick the nonprofit when they donate on their paycheck and their weekly paycheck program of where they want it to go to. So, if they could put it to the Boys and Girls Club or the ARC or any of the ones, the Hands Clinic. I'm a board member for the Hands Clinic, so I'm a big supporter of what they do, and they help the working class that can't afford insurance. And there's a great opportunity in St. Lucie County, and there's a lot of people that just really want to help and give back. And I remember passing out some Domino's pizzas, I think it was, in front of one of your clubs with several of the people, and I think Commissioner Townsend was there and Howard Tipton was there, and they kept bringing in all these boxes of Domino's pizza, and they just kept going out, and we're giving water and fruit and Domino's pizza, and the cars were going through in like a train, and I was just so proud to be a part of that, and just you guys' collaborations with other vendors in the county to help give things away, and did a lot of stuff with Big Apple Pizza, and it's just, the thing is, and Brian Mast has been a big proponent. He's out there, getting people back to work, and he was doing job fairs, and he was a part of one we did at Big Apple Pizza with Scott Van Duzer and his organization there when we were just trying to figure out what we were going to do. It was just, what can we do is more the thing. So lately I've been trying to get back into HR role and trying to get away, a little bit of back to regular HR work, which is kind of hard to believe, but it's been an exciting year. I can't believe it's Thanksgiving next week, and here we are. So I'm sure there's more things that you guys have got planned coming up too, but I appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys. I really do.
Well, there's another partnership that you built with Children's Services Council this year.
That's right.
And I want to talk a little bit about that because that program is still underway, which is the Learning Launchpad that is available for parents. So tell us how that came about.
Once again, I'm just going to keep saying it's a late night conversation with Will on a Friday, and then he said, "Hey, let's pull in Sean Boyle because he's got a lot of resources." And I said, "Absolutely, we should have brought him in sooner." We just need more minds to think of things that we could do. And my biggest thing was, school was coming back, and not everybody was in the mood to send their child back to school, into the brick and mortar school. So we're back to what we did in March, and I'm thinking that was we need to do better than that. You know, we could only serve a certain number of people, like 100 and some people, 120 people is all I think we did, our children. And we need to do more for the community. So as part of the CARES funding that came in, there was some money that was available for, St. Lucie County received $55 million from the CARES Act, and we needed to pass that out. It goes to each one of the cities as well as the county and public safety, and our public safety director, Ron Parrish, and Alfonso Jefferson, the deputy county administrator, are big proponents in making sure that we're getting this money out to the public. So, and we're not trying to leave a dime of it on the table. You know, we kid Ron Parrish a lot because he's kind of frugal, but he's like, you got to spend this money. We got to get it back out there. We got to get that money out there quick. So thanks, Ron, for pushing us to spend that money, because we have a deadline of the end of the calendar year to spend that. And we've been doing so much stuff. And one of the things that we were able to do was to get $1 million to utilize for the Launchpad program. So Children's Services Council has all their agencies that are underneath of them that do aftercare programs or during the morning programs, and all the things that they do, similar to what you guys do, as you're one of the lion's share of that group with all of your clubs and things that you guys do. And the ability for them to pull all those folks together and to vet the people. You know, we wanted to make sure that the residents, not just the first responders, were able to utilize this program. So they had a monetary threshold that they had to make, just like they would for any kind of services that they get with the Children's Services Council. And they did an excellent job, Sean Boyle and his team, just to keep up with the applications and vetting the people and keeping the classes full and keeping them open and not shutting them down for any kind of reason. I mean, there was money built in to pay for cleanliness, you know, and sanitizing and scanning of temperatures to ensure that they were the safest that they could be. I remember in the beginning, people were saying, well, I don't want to send them to school. Why would I want to send them here? And we were saying, well, you know, there's only 8 people in this group, you know, and we're able to spread out more because we're using more clubs and we don't have to have as many people in a room. And the teachers, I couldn't imagine being one of the teachers from your guys' programs, because you think about 8 kids in the room and they all go to different schools. And now the program that the St. Lucie Public Schools has put together is so robust that they have each one of the teachers has their own program, and they're not just trying to do the things to get by. They're actually doing individual classroom work. So you got 8 kids and they're on 8 different computers and they're trying to do 8 different teachers. That would be tough. And so God bless you guys for what you do for that. And I just know that the school district was a big proponent of that. Catherine Hensley and Mr. Gent and many of the folks from the school board were eager to help keeping that going. And I believe she was the chair of the Children's Services Council at the time, and she was a big helper for us with the connection with the school board, because we wanted to be sure that we weren't taking anything away from them. We were just trying to supplement what they had, and just to ensure that some folks maybe couldn't go to school every day, but they could go a couple days to this program. And I believe that it was very successful. It's still going on. We have enough money to get through the end of the year, so whenever school is out in December, we should, at this point, that would be as far as we would take it, unless there's some kind of change in the legislature. Well, it's been a phenomenal program. I know so many of our kids are doing really well in there, and it's giving them the option to be kids and to have some sense of normalcy, even though they're not in school. And like you said, we're very proud of our staff because they are working diligently to maintain that there are several teachers at a given time in a room, and the kids are doing really well. And when you think about the fact that there are hundreds of kids that aren't in schools right now, and where are they and what are they doing, and is somebody really just helping to lead the way, I think it's important that Boys and Girls Club was a part of this to help those children in their time of need. So we were happy to be a part of that. Now, I know that you were part of our 25th anniversary, and I kind of want to fast forward ahead right now. And so if we went ahead 25 years, all the initiatives you've worked on with us, and even this really great feature of workforce readiness and what we're wanting to invest in this next year, what do you think that St. Lucie County will look like in 25 years, and what do you think Boys and Girls Club will look like? Well, that's a great question. I see big things coming. The only good thing that happened out of you not having the 25th anniversary is they had talked myself into sitting on the dunk tank. So that was the only good thing that happened, is I didn't have to do that part. But I think that the things that your guys are doing and the programs that you're putting together as the Boys and Girls Club and the other communities, other organizations within the community, are really driving our kids to be out in the public and working. They as opposed to just like, what am I going to do this weekend? They're thinking about, how can I make a buck? And I want to learn something. And you're offering them more than just a paycheck. You're giving them the soft skills. You'd be so surprised at some of the resumes that I receive with spelling errors or these email addresses that you shouldn't even say out loud, you know, for contact for you. And you guys put together a program where one day a week during that Summer Success program, you're able to teach them the soft skills, how to interview, how to do an application, how to run a bank account, just things that people tend to take for granted that now, because that was kind of second nature, maybe they weren't getting it before. So the things that you guys are doing for these children, and for 300 people to be in the Launchpad program right now, and 100 plus children this summer into the Summer Success Program, just to keep moving those pieces forward, even during the middle of a pandemic when the world is upside down. I think that says a lot for 25 years from now, so from 50 years. I mean, it's just going to be, I think it's just going to be bigger and better. I know that you guys keep adding clubs. I mean, you're working at the Civic Center for a club. You're doing more and more with less, it seems, just like everybody else is. Like the county continues to not add more FTEs, but continue to do more work. We're just trying to do as much more as we can with less. And that's the goal, is to keep providing more. And I think that's what you guys are doing. And I think you're setting the stage for the youth in this county and beyond to do so much more. The Youth of the Year competitions that you run, I mean, those children are amazing. I saw the group coming through this year, and I can't wait to hear some of the speeches. So I'm as excited as I could be to see how some of these kids do down the road. And I know they're going to go to college, and we're working on an internship with some, and we work with programs that we can help them, earn and learn as they go. So I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing. I don't see anything but success coming to the way of anybody that's involved with the Boys and Girls Club in St. Lucie County. I think that they are given every opportunity that they can, and like you said, they're able to be kids. I mean, those clubs, the basketball courts and all the stuff that you guys do, and just the family atmosphere that you have is amazing. And I think that comes from the top, from you and from Will and all the leaders of your board and the county commission that are helping. And I think that those items right there are just breeding grounds for success. And I'm excited to see the next 25 years. I'm hoping we can get past this one right now. We get into 2021 soon, but I think it's awesome for what you guys do, and I'm very appreciative of it. As a father, I have 2 children coming up in the county as well, so I want them to have everything that's out there for them as well. So.
Well, I'm on the same page with you there, Doug. I really do appreciate you coming and talking about all the synergy that's happened. And what's really exciting and what's beautiful about St. Lucie County, not just the beautiful landscape here, but people here like yourself, the people that work for you, the people that work for Boys and Girls Club, and the fact that they are investing in our families and they do see a bright future ahead, and that we're all willing to do whatever it takes to build those great futures for them. And that's what it takes, is all of us working together, and you've been such an amazing part of that, and we appreciate it. You did mention in the future we have our Learn and Earn programs coming up, and I'd love to share with the audience today that we do have a food truck that's going to be rolling out coming up in 2021. It's called the Learn and Earn. And for our audience out there, we are in our holiday appeal season right now, so we'd be so excited if you'd consider giving to Boys and Girls Club during the holiday season. So many families have been through a lot, and what we continue to offer is our care before and after school, our camps, even when school's out, clubs are in, and we appreciate your investment in that. And your money is also going towards our workforce readiness program, getting those teens into those productive programs, as Doug talked about earlier. And we appreciate the community coming together to make that happen and do whatever it takes. I'm Melanie. Thank you so much for joining us for the Clubcast, and we'll see you soon.